A very good evening, everyone. My name is Asta Sharma, and I'll be the speaker for today for 25B quarterly updates for order management. So, this is how we're going to approach first our approach to order Oracle updates, then an analysis of latest releases, and then in the end, we'll have a closing Q&A session. This is how we can read each feature summary. First, uh, first the heading of the new feature will be there, then followed by the business benefits realized from those new features. And we have done an impact analysis also, in which we have shown the four levels, which is impact level, need to enable or not, configuration required or not, for a quick win. In the impact level, we study on the potential impact to users for using the new features. When the impact level is low, which means that no large scale impact, no regression testing can be ignored, and if it's high, then it needs to be. Then the next is need to enable or not. If it's a no, it's already enabled and it's an opt-in feature, it is ready to use with some or no configuration required. And if it's yes, then we need to opt in to use this new feature. Then the next is configuration required or not. If it's yes, then the configuration setup needed to use the new features. And if it's no, then user can use the feature by default with no change needed. Then the next is quick win. If it's yes, then we need minimal time of both parties to make use of this feature. And if it's no, then we need significant amount of time and effort to make use of the new feature. Next is our analysis of the latest features. Here, there are three subsections: order management, pricing, and global order promising, in which, as you can see here, the Redwood features and the other features, this is an analysis. So the first feature is link return lines to original orders. This is a Redwood feature. Using this feature, we can add a return line to a new or existing sales order, then manually provide a reference on that line to the original order. Before this update, if we wanted to return an item and reference the original order, we had to open the original order, then specify what we wanted to return, and then create a new or separate order just for the return. We now no longer have to do this. We can now revise that existing sales order to return the item. As an alternative, we can create a new sales order also to return the item. The business benefit which this feature provides is that it simplifies how we do a reference return. It works more efficiently. It uses a single sales order to return more than one return line from different sales orders. When we talk about its impact analysis, the impact level is low, need to enable yes, configuration required no, and a quick win yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, in this snapshot, we have referenced an existing order which we wanted to return, which is 52129, on an existing or a new sales order, which is 522439. We can also return an item on the same sales order that we originally used to order the item by revising it. We no need to create a new order. The next feature is check availability, which is also a Redwood feature. This feature allows us this feature check availability on the order header or order line before we submit the sales order. In the earlier update, which is 25A, we could only check availability from the order page. But now we can check availability from the sales order page also. The business benefit which this feature provides is that it improves the overall efficiency, as we can check availability and schedule one or more order lines while we work on one or more sales order all at the same time. Its impact analysis, its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, And a quick win, yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, we can go to more actions, then click on check availability to use this new feature. The next, the next feature is specify representatives on sales orders. This is also a Redwood feature in order management. Using this feature, we can use the order representative attribute to specify the person who will represent each sales order when we create it. For example, if the sales order requires approval, then we can use this person to determine how to route approval according to the employee hierarchy. The business benefits of this feature is that we can use this order representative attribute to meet a variety of requirements, such as to group and monitor sales orders when we search, or to maintain an accurate approval hierarchy. When we talk about its impact analysis, its impact level is low. Need to enable, no. Configuration required, no. And a quick win, yes. As you can see here in this snapshot, we can select the order representative when we create or edit a sales order. The next feature is prioritize order lines for reservations and simplify the integration. This is also a Redwood feature. Using this feature, we can use a redesigned page or a schedule process to prioritize lines when we reserve more than one line at a time. We can search and select order lines on the redesigned sales order page in the order management work area and use these attributes such as order date, requested date, scheduled ship date to prioritize the order lines that we want to reserve. We can use the new submit actions button also for orders or order lines to reserve lines on a regular schedule. For example, we can reserve lines at the end of each day, and you can prioritize lines also. So its impact analysis, its impact level is low, need to enable, no, configuration required, no, and it's a quick win, yes. The business benefits is that it improves the customer satisfaction. It resolves and fulfills sales orders according to a business priority. It improves resiliency. It provides us with more and data consistency between order management and inventory management. It improves the overall productivity as it can reserve order lines with minimal manual intervention. And it is more efficient as we can improve how we manage order lines that are in error because of a reservation. As you can see in the snapshot, we can use keywords and filters to search our order lines. We can select even two or more order lines in the search result, and we can select lines across more than one sales order. Then we can click on reserve to reserve for reservation. The next feature is update additional attributes on multiple order lines, which is also a Redwood feature in order management. Using this feature, we can now use the update lines section on the redesigned sales order lines page to create and manage sales orders in the OM work area to revise more attributes that we could in the earlier updates, such as bill to address, bill to contact, ship to address, ship to contact, and so on. When we talk about the business benefits, it is more efficient as it provides and updates a wide range of attributes than we could in earlier updates. It improves the overall productivity. It can update more than one attribute on more than one order line at a time. When we talk about its impact analysis, its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, and it's a quick win, yes. As you can see, in this update, we can use the update line action to update all these attributes shown in the screen. The next feature is split lines when we view or search orders. This is also a Redwood feature again. Using this feature, we have a redesigned page to split an order line when you view or search a sales order that's in processing status. We can specify the split quantity also and update attributes when you do a split such as warehouse, supplier, supplier site, ship method, and demand class. We can do the split without having to unschedule the order line. This new feature starts a scheduled process that runs in the background. The business benefit that it provides is that splitting a line that you already submitted but haven't shipped allows us to fulfill the sales orders in a timely and efficient way. The impact analysis, its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, and a quick win yes. As you can see in this snapshot, assume a fulfillment line includes a quantity of 10, but the preferred warehouse only has 3 in stock. To avoid a delay, we can split the line to get the remaining quantity from other warehouses. And we can split the lines on the sales order lines page as well as the order page. The next feature is reduce inventory when you don't pick or ship, which is again a Redwood feature. Using this feature, we can reduce the amount of inventory that we have to carry when you don't pick or ship the item that we are selling. We can use this feature for each standard shippable item that we sell. The business benefit that this feature provides is that it reduces the on-hand quantity in our warehouse. It can allocate cost and recognize cost of goods sold when we don't pick, pack, and ship our sales orders. Its impact level is low. We do not need to enable this. Configuration required, yes, and it's a quick win, yes. As you can see in the snapshot, we can click on the manage column, then set the values, and then to use this attribute, we need to set the values yes for the allow inventory transaction, and then we can set the values for the attributes like revision number, locator, lot, serial number, and two serial number. The next feature is refine data security for sales orders. This is also a Redwood feature in order management. This feature provides us with data access group to control which users can create, view, and revise sales orders on order management. We can control access according to the user's role, such as sales or order entry, or provide access to a single user regardless of role. To control access to each sales order according to the other order's attributes. Before this update, we could restrict access to each sales order by only according to the business unit. But now we can set up a data access group to control which users can create, view, or revise sales orders according to values in these attributes, like the business units, order type, customer, sales channel, and salesperson. When we talk about its impact analysis, its impact level is low. We need to enable yes, configuration required yes, and a quick win yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, we can set up precise access levels to set the members in our organization that we want to have access to specific data. For example, some users might need to create, view, and revise access, or others users might need only to view the access. So business benefits are that it streamlines our workflow, it improves access, and it makes sure that users can access only the data they require. The next feature is use Redwood style in approval notifications for sales orders, which is also a Redwood feature. This feature provides us with a Redwood style, a new format for the approval notification. We can use it to view and review our approval sales orders for fulfillment. This feature allows us to use the new style for email and worklist notifications also. The business benefit this feature provides is that it uses a modern interface design to streamline our approval flow and we can modify the notifications body to meet a specific requirement. When we talk about its impact analysis, the impact level is low. Need to enable no. It's an opt-in feature. And configuration required no. It's a quick win yes. As you can see in the snapshot, we can notice how the look and style in this redesign approval request page is consistent between the order and the approval flow. The next feature is close sales orders that remain open. This feature provides us with an update or order schedule process to automatically close sales orders that remain open when they should be closed. Before this update, we could only specify a few parameters when we need to close the sales orders, such as entity, from date, to date, or hours. But now with this update, we can have more options when we specify which orders we want to close when compared to the old schedule process. We can close them according to business units, order type, source system, and age. The business benefit it provides is that it improves the performance and efficiency when we need to close sales orders that remain open. We are now provided with more parameters as compared to the previous update. For example, we can set the scope to select orders, then the new schedule process will close orders according to the parameters that we set, and when all the orders lines are closed or cancelled. This is shown here in the snapshot. The next feature is update fulfillment date according to completion step. This is a, this is an order management feature. Using this feature, we can update the fulfillment date according to the step that we specify as the fulfillment completion step in our orchestration process. We might have some specific requirements to calculate the invoice date according to the fulfillment date or to send the fulfillment date to one of our downstream systems. For example, this feature ties the dates to when our customer automatically receives delivery or when we need a post step in orchestration processes finishes according to the completion step. The business benefit that this feature provides is that it gives us more flexibility in how we use the fulfillment date in our implementation. When we talk about the impact analysis, its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration yes, and a quick win yes. The next feature is use promotion codes to determine whether orders are eligible for promotion. This feature provides us with order, order management and Oracle pricing together to enter a promotion code on the sales order, and pricing will use it to determine whether the order qualifies for promotion or not. We can use the code to provide a discount on our items or add a free item to the order. The business benefit that this feature provides is that it uses a personalized text that welcomes a customer and addresses them in a language that's specific to our businesses and the items we sell. It uses the latest lingo and jargon that appeals to our specific customers. It encourages cross-selling and drives towards higher value orders. It moves low-selling items more effectively. This feature reduces abandoned orders and drives urgency. This also provides an easy way to increase a brand's awareness among customers and influencers and others. This feature helps us to track how effective our marketing strategy and tactics are for each promotion. It also restricts discounts to eligible customers. When we talk about its impact analysis, its impact level is low. You need to enable yes, configuration required no, and it's a quick win yes. As you can see in the snapshot, to start, you can set up your pricing in pricing administration, then use the order management work area to add the promotion code to a sales order as shown here in the screenshot. The next feature is convert shipment costs to price charges immediately. We might need to get charges for orders lines from fulfillment system without delay. So such as this price and net price. We might also want to have other charge requirements such as getting shipping costs from the fulfillment system and converting them to freight charges. To meet all these needs, this feature comes in handy as we can create our own fulfillment task and set up an integration that gets the charges immediately. The business benefit this feature provides is that it improves our implementation efficiency. We can get our charges and charge components immediately in a single response without a wait step instead of having to use an acknowledgement and delayed response with a wait step. Its impact analysis, impact level is low, need to enable yes, configuration required no, and a quick win yes. So the next few features are for pricing. The first feature is manage price list. This is a Redwood feature. Using this feature, we get a redesigned page that helps us to manage our price list more efficiently. We can add a large number of items all at the same time. Then we can update discounts, markup, and amount on a large number of items all at the same time. For example, we need to increase the list price by 10% on 100 different items. Then this feature comes in very handy as we can use to increase the list price in bulk. It uses a grid that's similar to a spreadsheet to help manage prices. It calculates prices according to our UM conversion. So the business benefits are that it increases our productivity. It uses a streamlined and more efficient interface to manage our price list. It applies the same action to many items in any unit of measure. It simplifies our life as it uses a grid that's similar to a spreadsheet, which is easy to use. So the impact analysis is that the impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, a quick win yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, in the first screenshot, we can use keywords and predefined filters to search for price lists. Then we can click on any customer's name to get a detailed page. We can enter the prices manually also. We can select the items on the detail page, then click on mass action and enter prices manually. We can also calculate prices. We can select an adjustment such as discount amount, discount percent, markup amount, and so on. We can create prices in UMs also. We can select any unit of measure that in any UM class. The next feature is manage discount rules for component items, which is also a Redwood feature in pricing. It uses a redesigned page to search, create, and edit discount rules for items that are components of a configuration model. Using this feature, we can add a large number of items all at the same time. Also, apply discounts, markup, and price adjustments on a large number of items all at the same time. It also uses a grid that's similar to a spreadsheet to help us managing the prices. It calculates the prices according to our UM conversion. The business benefit is that it works more efficiently, hence provides us with more productivity. We can set up a discount for a component across more than one model just few clicks. The impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, a quick win yes. As we can see here in the snapshot, we can enable the part of a model option to see all the models for that reference item. We can use the model filter to filter the list for a model. The next feature is use promotion codes to apply promotions on order lines. This is also a Redwood feature in pricing. Using this feature, we get a new attribute on a pricing promotion to store your promotion code. We can enter that code on each sales order to determine whether to apply the promotion. The business benefit it provides is that it enters a unique combination of letters and numbers for the code and then use it to provide our customers with an incentive to buy, such as apply discount or add a free item. When we talk about the impact analysis, its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, and it's a quick win yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, we can specify the start and end dates. We can enter the code in our promotion code attribute. Then we can set up benefits, conditions, and buy items just like we do in any other promotion. The next feature is import or update a large number of coverage items for price list. We, we can use this feature to use a file-based data import to import and update a large number of coverage and covered items for our price list. Before this update, before this update, that is 25D, if any of our price list included a coverage item or a covered item, then we couldn't batch it in bulk. Instead, we had to import our prices one at a time or import the price list that didn't have a coverage item or covered item separately in its own batch. But now we can do so with this new feature. The business benefit it provides is that it improves our efficiency as it helps to import a large coverage number of coverage and covered items all at the same time. Its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, and a quick win yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, we can specify the attributes that are specific to coverage or covered items, such as covered item level, covered item number, coverage code, coverage name, etc. And we can import this file. The next feature is check availability and reschedule order line. This is a feature for global order promising and it is a Redwood feature. We can use this feature as a redesign page to select, prioritize, or reschedule a set of order lines. We can enter search items or terms to select a subset of order lines by item, customer, organization, and other criteria sorted by request date. We can override priority values to adjust the promising sequence and then check availability to simulate rescheduling. We can edit order line attributes or groups of lines to evaluate different promising scenarios. When we are satisfied with the result, we can schedule the lines to update their fulfillment dates, sourcing, and other details according to the latest supply. The business benefit that this feature provides us with is that it prioritizes sales orders that have the highest business impact when we only have a limited amount of supply. When we talk about the impact analysis, the impact level is low. We need to enable no, configuration required no, and if it's a quick win, yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, we can modify the values in the priority attribute to specify how we want to prioritize supply across order lines. The next feature is review supply availability, which is also a Redwood feature. We can use a redesigned page to display the total consumed, net, and cumulative supply for an item across more than one organization or work area, work center, resource, or supply site over time. Before this update, we could only review supply availability only on the classic pages, but now we are provided with a redesigned Redwood page to use this feature. The business benefit this feature provides is that we can review the supply for an item across our supply chain to determine the amount of supply that's available for each item organization and to diagnose delay. Its impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, quick win yes. The supply availability page displays the supply that's currently available for each item organization, as you can see here in the snapshot. We can also expand or collapse the period of week. The next feature is modify order lines but don't consume supply, which is also a Redwood feature in the global order promising. Using this feature, we get a redesigned page to modify the item and fulfillment options on an order line that's in draft status and then check availability without scheduling the line. We can then make more changes to the item as required, shift from organization, shift methods, and other details to improve results before you commit supply. The business benefit that this feature provides is that it helps in visualizing the most acceptable simulation results in the order management work area without actually scheduling a draft order, which comes in very handy. The impact level is low, need to enable no, configuration required no, and it's a quick win yes. As we can see here in the snapshot, the action will return the final simulation results to Oracle Order Management without scheduling in order Oracle Global Order Promising. The next feature is consume supply for draft orders when collecting data. This feature provides us to consume each order line supply when we collect data, even though the sales order is only in draft status. This feature helps us to preserve each line supply until we submit or cancel the order. The business benefits that this feature provides is that we can use this feature to collect sales orders that are in the draft status and that we schedule but haven't submitted in the order management work area. The global order promising will keep that supply until you submit or cancel the order. Its impact level is low. Need to enable? No. Configuration required? No. And it's a quick win? Yes. As you can see here in the snapshot, we can consume the supply for draft orders when collecting our data. So that's all from my side. If we have any questions, then over to Vivek.
Since there are no other questions, I'll be launching the poll now. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.